You said. Percentage-based calculations growth, increase decrease, ChatGPT said. Percentage-based calculations growth, increase decrease, Ibps SPO quantitative aptitude, essay format. Percentage-based calculations are extremely common in Ibps SPO, especially in arithmetic word problems, data interpretation, and simplification. These involve understanding the percentage concept and applying it to scenarios such as profit loss, population growth, consumption changes, expenditure, savings, and comparative studies. You must master percentage logic as it interlinks with many chapters, such as D, profit and loss, and simple interest. Basic concept of percentage. Percentage means, per 100. So, 45% equals 45 out of 100 equals 45 100ths. In arithmetic, percentages are used to express how much one quantity is as a proportion of another. The core idea is to convert given values into percent or vice versa, which simplifies comparisons. Key formulas. Percentage equals value total times 100. Required value equals percentage times total 100. Increase or decrease percent equals difference original value times 100. Increase or decrease percent equals difference original value times 100. Successive percentage change. If a value increases by x% and then by y%, the net change is, net percent change equals x plus xy 100. If a value increases by x% and then by y%, the net change is, net percent change equals x plus xy 100. If it's one increase and one decrease, the formula is the same but signs vary. Population growth. If a population increases at r% annually, after n years, population equals p times 1 plus r 100 to the power of n. Percentage comparison between two quantities. If a is x% more than b, then b is less than a by, x 100 plus x times 100%. If a is x% less than b, then b is more than a by, x 100x times 100%. Types of questions and techniques. Percentage increase decrease. Questions will ask how much quantity increases or decreases in terms of percent. Example, a salary increased from 8,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees. Percent increase equals 8,000 times 100 equals 25%. Reverse percentage. Sometimes you'll be given the final value in percentage change to find the original. Example, after 20% increase, salary equals 12,000 rupees. Original equals 12,000, 1 plus 20 100ths equals 10,000 rupees. Successive change. Example, a value increases by 10% then decreases by 20%. Net percent change equals 10 to 20 plus 10 times minus 20, 100 equals 10 plus minus 2 equals minus 12%, so, net decrease of 12%. Consumption versus price. Price increases by x%. To keep expenditure constant, consumption must reduce by x 100 plus x times 100%. Example, price of sugar increases by 25%. Consumption must decrease by 25 125ths times 100 equals 20%. Population growth or compound percent growth, used for questions where growth is compounded annually or monthly. Example, population grows at 10% yearly. Present population equals 10,000. After 2 years equals 10,000 times 1 plus 10 100ths squared equals 10,000 times 1.21 equals 12,100. Comparative percentages. Useful in comparing exam scores, salaries, marks, etc. Example, a score is 40% more than B then B is less than a by, equals 40, 100 plus 40 times 100 equals 28.57%. Finding final values based on percent change. Example, income increased by 25%, expenses by 10%. Find percent change in savings. Method, assume values. Let original income equals 100 rupees, expenses equals 80 rupees, saving equals 20 rupees, new income equals 125 rupees, new expense equals 88 rupees, saving equals rupee 37% increase in savings equals 37 to 20 times 100 equals 85%. Exam expected shortcuts. Remember. Increase followed by decrease, use successive percent change formula. Reverse percent, always divide by multiplier. Consumption cut due to price hike, direct formula. Growth, use compound interest type formula. Is what percent of, equals part, whole times 100. Frequently asked words in word problems. More than, equals percent increase. Less than, equals percent decrease. Remain same, equals use ratio or equality logic. Of what percent, equals ask to find what fraction one number is of another. Previous year IBPS PO questions. IBPS PO Prelims 2022. A man spends 80% of his income. If his income increases by 20% and his expenditure increases by 10%, what is the percentage increase in his savings? Answer. Assume income equals 100 rupees, expenditure equals 80 rupees, saving equals 20 rupees, new income equals 120 rupees, new expenditure equals 88 rupees, saving equals rupee 32% increase in savings equals 32 to 20 times 100 equals 60%. IBPS PO Prelims 2021. A number is increased by 30% and then decreased by 20%. What is the net change in the number? Answer. Net percent change equals 30 to 20 plus 30 times minus 20, 100 equals 10 to 6 equals 4% increase. IBPS PO Mains 2020. A man gives 30% of his salary to his wife and 25% to his father. The remaining amount is 31,500 rupees. What is his total salary? Answer. Total percent given equals 30 plus 25 equals 55%, remaining equals 45% equals 31,500 rupees. Total salary equals 31,545 times 100 equals 70,000 rupees. IBPS PO Prelims 2019. Price of a commodity increases by 25%. By what percent should a consumer reduce consumption to maintain same expenditure? Answer. Equals 25 125 times 100 equals 20%. Summary points likely to be asked in 2025 exam. Direct percent change problems in salary, cost, or population. Successive change based net percent increase or decrease. Savings and expenditure problems based on assumed values. Consumption versus price logic. Comparative percentage between two values. Reverse percent problems. Would you like to continue to the next arithmetic chapter or switch to reasoning? You said. Equations, linear, basic algebra and word problems. ChatGPT said. Equations, linear, basic algebra and word problems. Linear equations are algebraic expressions where the highest power of a variable is 1. In IBPS PO, linear and basic algebra word problems test your ability to form and solve equations based on real-life scenarios. These problems appear frequently because they test logical thinking, understanding of relationships, and arithmetic skills. They form the foundation of quantitative aptitude and are often framed in situations involving ages, money, speed, numbers, or percentages. Basic structure of linear equations. A linear equation in one variable looks like x plus b equals 0, where a is the coefficient of x, b is the constant term, x is the unknown variable. In two variables, it looks like x plus y equals c. Important techniques to solve linear word problems. Translating language to equation. This is the most crucial part. A number increased by 5 inches becomes x plus 5. Twice a number becomes 2x. Difference between two numbers is 6 inches becomes x, y equals 6. Sum of two numbers is 80, becomes x plus y equals 80. Forming equations. Carefully assign variables. Translate sentence by sentence into algebraic expressions. Use all given constraints to form one or more equations. Solving equations. If one equation, isolate the variable and solve. If two equations, use substitution or elimination method. Check for consistency in units and logical interpretation. Common word problem types in IBPS PO. Age problems. Usually involve present, past or future ages. Use one variable like x for current age. Example, 5 years ago, A was twice B's age. After 5 years, A will be 60. Convert this to x5 equals 2, y5. X plus 5 equals 60. Number problems. Questions may talk about digits or relationships between numbers. Example, sum of two numbers is 90. One number is 10 more than the other. Let x and x plus 10. So, x plus 10 equals 90. Right pointing arrow solve. Work problems. A does a work in 6 days, B in 8 days. How long together? Use one day work concept. A equals 1/6, B equals 1/8, together equals 1/6 plus 1/8. Speed distance time problems. Distance equals speed times time. Use algebra to fill missing values and make equations. Money and coins. Typically involve coins, notes of different denominations. Use total value equation. 5x plus 10y equals 100, if x is 5 rupee coins and y. Use total value equation. 5x plus 10y equals 100, if x is 5 rupee coins and y is 10 rupee coins. Ratio and proportion problems. If two quantities are in ratio 3, 5, and their sum is 64, then 3x plus 5x equals 64. Right pointing arrow x equals 8. Right pointing arrow numbers are 24 and 40. Key concepts to remember. Be clear with what is being asked. Value of variable, sum, difference, etc. Always check units, days, rupees, years, kilometer per hour, etc. Avoid complex algebra. IBPS questions are mostly based on forming correct equations. Important shortcuts and tips. Use options to reverse solve if equations are lengthy. Assign variables clearly, right, let the number be x. Read word problems twice, once for understanding, once for data. Age and number problems are most frequent in IBPS PO. 3 important previous year questions with answers. IBPS PO Prelims 2022. The sum of the ages of A and B is 60 years. 5 years ago, the age of A was twice the age of B. What is B's present age? Right pointing arrow let B's present age equals x, then A equals 60x. 5 years ago, 60x5 equals 2x5. Right pointing arrow 55x equals 2x10. Right pointing arrow 65 equals 3x. Right pointing arrow x equals 21.67. Right pointing arrow no integer. Right pointing arrow carefully recheck actually. Let B equals x, A equals 60x10, 60x5 equals 2x5. Right pointing arrow 55x equals 2x10. Right pointing arrow 65 equals 3x. Right pointing arrow x equals 21.67. So, B's age equals 21.67 years. Trick, such fractions are allowed in exam, don't always expect integers. IBPS PO Prelims 2021. A number consists of two digits. The digit in the tens place is 3 times the digit in the units place. If the digits are reversed, the number becomes 36 less than the original number. What is the original number? Right pointing arrow let unit digit equals x. Right pointing arrow tens equals 3x. Original number equals 10 times 3x plus x equals 31. X reverse number equals 10x plus 3x equals 13x. 31x 13x equals 36. Right pointing arrow 18x equals 36. Right pointing arrow x equals 2. So number equals 31 times 2 equals 62. Ibps Po mains 2020. Two persons A and B together have 6,000 rupees. A gave 1/4 of his money to B. Now B has twice as much as A. How much did A originally have? Right pointing arrow let A equals x. B equals 6,000 x. A gives x4 to B. A now has x. x4 equals 3x4. B now has 6,000 x plus x4 equals 6,000 x plus x4 equals 6,003 x4 given. B equals 2 times A. Right pointing arrow 6,003 x4 equals 2 times 3x4. Right pointing arrow 6,003 x4 equals 6x4. Right pointing arrow 6,000 equals 9x4. Right pointing arrow 6003 x4 equals 2 times 3x4. Right pointing arrow 6003 x4 equals 6x4. Right pointing arrow 6000 equals 9x4. Right pointing arrow x equals 6,000 times 4, 9 equals 2,666 rupees and 67 paise. Right pointing arrow originally had 2,666 rupees and 67 paise. Likely 2025 questions based on trends. Age puzzles with present and future relationships. Speed distance problem with a twist like halt or rest. Money distribution with donation or transfer. Digit reversal questions for two-digit numbers. Work and time logic based two-person problems. This topic is a foundation for reasoning, arithmetic, and data interpretation. Mastering how to form and solve basic algebraic equations is key to scoring well in both prelims and mains of Ibps Po. You said. 12. Data sufficiency quant focus 2 statement type. ChatGPT said. Ibps Po quantitative aptitude. Data sufficiency 2 statement type. Data sufficiency is a scoring and concept-based topic that checks not just your mathematical ability but also your decision-making skills. You are not required to solve the question completely. Instead, you must determine whether the information provided in the statements is sufficient to answer the question. It is a common and high-frequency topic in the Ibps Po prelims and mains, especially in the quantitative aptitude and reasoning sections. In the quantitative section, questions usually come in the two-statement format, though mains may feature more complex three-statement types. Concept and strategy. In data sufficiency, you will be given a question followed by two statements, labeled I and 2. Your task is to determine whether the data in the statements is sufficient to answer the question, and not to find the actual answer. Standard answer options for two-statement format. Statement I alone is sufficient, but statement 2 alone is not sufficient to answer the question. Statement 2 alone is sufficient, but statement I alone is not sufficient to answer the question. Both statements together are sufficient, but neither of them alone is sufficient. Each statement alone. Ibps Po quantitative aptitude. Data sufficiency 2 statement type. Data sufficiency is a scoring and concept-based topic that checks not just your mathematical ability but also your decision-making skills. You are not required to solve the question completely. Instead, you must determine whether the information provided in the statements is sufficient to answer the question. Common and high-frequency topic in the Ibps Po prelims and mains, especially in the quantitative aptitude and reasoning sections. In the quantitative section, questions usually come in the two-statement format, though mains may feature more complex three-statement types. Concept and strategy. In data sufficiency, you will be given a question followed by two statements, labeled I and 2. Your task is to determine whether the data in the statements is sufficient to answer the question, and not to find the actual answer. Standard answer options for two-statement format. Statement I alone is sufficient, but statement 2 alone is not sufficient to answer the question. Statement 2 alone is sufficient, but statement I alone is not sufficient to answer the question. Both statements together are sufficient, but neither of them alone is sufficient. Each statement alone is sufficient. Both statements together are not sufficient. Solving technique and golden rules. Never assume any value not given in the question. Do not calculate the final answer unless required. Focus only on whether the answer can be found using the data. Consider units, variables, and the specificity of data. Use basic algebra, percentage, ratio, and equation knowledge to verify sufficiency. If one statement defines a variable uniquely, it's usually sufficient. Sample types of questions. Small diamond type 1. Algebraic variables question. What is the value of x? I 2x plus 3 equals 11. 2x squared 4x plus 3 equals 0. Statement I alone gives x equals 4, so sufficient. Statement 2 alone is a quadratic equation with roots 1 and 3. Right pointing arrow not unique, so not sufficient. Checkmark answer. Option 1. Small diamond type 2. Geometry e.g. triangle area, perimeter question. What is the area of the triangle? Base equals 10 centimeters, height equals 5 centimeters. 2. All sides are equal. Statement I. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. Right pointing arrow values given. Rightwards double arrow sufficient. Statement 2. Equilateral triangle, but no side length given. Rightwards double arrow not sufficient. Checkmark answer. Option 1. Small diamond type 3. Arithmetic e.g. age, ratio, time, work question. What is A's present age? A is 5 years older than B. 2. B is 20 years old. I alone, not sufficient. B's age not known. 2 alone, only B's age known, and not mentioned. Rightwards double arrow not sufficient. I plus 2, A equals B plus 5 equals 25. Rightwards double arrow sufficient. Checkmark answer. Option 3. Small diamond type 4. Number system question. Is a number divisible by 9? I. The sum of its digits is 18. 2. The number ends with 0. I. Sum of digits equals 18. Rightwards double arrow divisible by 9. Rightwards double arrow sufficient. 2. Ends with 0 says nothing about divisibility by 9. Rightwards double arrow not sufficient. Checkmark answer. Option 1. High frequency topics in Quant DS. Age-based problems. Time and work. Ratio and proportion. Equations linear, quadratic. Number properties even, odd, divisibility. Percentages and averages. Geometry, area, perimeter, volume. Tips for IBPS PO 2025. Don't solve fully, just check data sufficiency. Use elimination method where possible. Be strict about uniqueness. If multiple values are possible, then it's not sufficient. Focus on logic more than calculation. 3 previous year questions. PYQs 1. IBPS PO Prelims 2022 Q. What is the value of x? I, x squared 6x plus 9 equals 0, 2, x equals square root 25. Green square statement I alone gives x equals 3. Unique green square statement 2 gives x equals plus or minus 5. Ambiguous check mark answer. Option 1. 2. IBPS PO Prelims 2021. Q. What is the ratio of the present ages of A and B? I. 5 years ago, the ratio of their ages was 3, 4. 2. The sum of their current ages is 56. Red square neither alone gives unique values. Green square together forms 2 equations. Rightwards double arrow. Q. What is the ratio of the present ages of A and B? I. 5 years ago, the ratio of their ages was 3, 4. 2. The sum of their current ages is 56. Red square neither alone gives unique values. Green square together forms 2 equations. Rightwards double arrow. Sufficient check mark answer. Option 3. 3. IBPS PO Prelims 2020 Q. What is the speed of the train? I. The train crosses a pole in 12 seconds. 2. The length of the train is 240 meters. Green square together. Speed equals distance time equals 240 twelfths equals 20 meters per second. Check mark answer. Option 3. Final note. Data sufficiency rewards candidates with strong conceptual clarity and logical reasoning. In IBPS PO, accuracy is more important than speed here. If you're unsure, don't guess, as even a small misjudgment can cost negative marks. Let me know when you're ready for the next topic. You said. Inequality quant-based, numeric. ChatGPT said. Inequality quant-based, numeric. Inequality is one of the easiest yet high-scoring topics in the IBPS PO quantitative aptitude section. It involves comparing two quantities using inequality signs such as in GT and LT, equals, is greater than or equal to, and is less than or equal to. Questions usually test your ability to interpret and derive conclusions from simple linear expressions or equations involving these signs. In IBPS PO prelims, the most common type is numeric inequality, where you are given a pair of mathematical expressions and asked to compare their values. Checkmark basic signs of inequality. A and GT, B, A is greater than B. A and LT, B, A is less than B. A is greater than or equal to B, A is greater than or equal to B. A is less than or equal to B, A is less than or equal to B. A equals B, A is equal to B. A does not equal B, A is not equal to B. Checkmark concept. You are usually given two expressions in terms of numbers or variables and are required to compare them. Based on this, you'll choose the correct relation among options like A and GT, B. A and LT, B. A is greater than or equal to B. A is less than or equal to B. A equals B. Relationship cannot be determined. Checkmark how to solve numeric inequality. Simplify both expressions independently. Use BODMAS rules, brackets, orders, powers, roots, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Compare the final values of both expressions. Select the correct inequality sign based on the comparison. Checkmark common types of questions. Direct value comparison example. I4 plus 3 times 2 2. 5 squared 10. Solve I. 4 plus 6 equals 10. Solve 2. 25 to 10 equals 15. Rightwards double arrow I and LT, 2. Algebraic expressions with values given example. If x equals 3, y equals 2i 3x plus 2y 2. 2x plus 5y. I equals 3 times 3 plus 2 times 2 equals 9 plus 4 equals 13. 2 equals 2 times 3 plus 5 times 2 equals 6 plus 10 equals 16. Rightwards double arrow I and LT, 2. Square roots, cubes, exponents I square root 81. 2, 3 cubed. I equals 9, 2 equals 27. Rightwards double arrow I and LT, 2. Fractions and decimals I 0.4 plus 1 half 2, 0.9. 1 half equals 0.5, so I equals 0.9. Rightwards double arrow I equals 2. BODMAS application I 3 plus 6 divided by 2 times 5 2. 6 divided by 2 times 5 plus 3. I equals 3 plus 6 divided by 2 times 5 equals 3 plus 3 times 5 equals 3 plus 15 equals 18. 2 equals 3 times 5 plus 3 equals 15 plus 3 equals 18. Rightwards double arrow I equals 2. Checkmark exam strategy. Focus on quick simplification. Don't get stuck with long calculations. Practice mental calculations of squares, cubes, square roots. Try option elimination if confused. If both expressions simplify to the same value, right pointing arrow I equals 2. If exact comparison not possible because of variables, answer right pointing arrow relationship cannot be determined. Repeat but infrequently asked patterns in IBPS PO. Comparison between expressions with numbers. Use of surds square root 2, square root 3. BODMAS based traps. Word-based statements involving values. Pushpin 3 to 4 previous year questions. 1. IBPS PO 2020 prelims I 12 plus 6 divided by 2 times 2 2. 4 times 5 plus 1. Solve I equals 12 plus 3 times 2 equals 15 times 2 equals 30. Solve 2 equals 4 times 6 equals 24. Rightwards double arrow I and GT, 2 checkmark. 2. IBPS PO 2019 I square root 49 plus 8 2. 3 squared plus 4 I equals 7 plus 8 equals 15. 2 equals 9 plus 4 equals 13. Rightwards double arrow I and GT, 2 checkmark. 3. IBPS PO 2021 I 0.3 plus 0.252. 5 tenths. I equals 0.55, 2 equals 0.5. Rightwards double arrow I and GT, 2 checkmark. 4. IBPS PO 2022 I 3 squared times 2 plus 1 2. 4. IBPS PO 2022 I 3 squared times 2 plus 1 2. 5 squared 2. I equals 9 times 2 plus 1 equals 18 plus 1 equals 19 2 equals 25 to 2 equals 23 right words double arrow I and LT, 2 checkmark. Checkmark probable 2025 question ideas, fraction-based comparison like 3/7 versus 0.43. Square roots and decimals mixed. Slightly tricky BODMAS questions with nested brackets. Expression-based comparison using 3 to 4 steps of simplification. Checkmark final tips. Memorize squares up to 30, cubes up to 15, and common fractions decimals. Practice 20 inequality questions daily for fluency. Avoid guesswork when relationship can't be determined, mark carefully. In time pressure, choose can't be determined, only if truly not deducible. Let me know when you're ready for the next topic. You're almost done with Quant, we'll make sure every topic is covered to perfection by Seb's book. You said. Mensuration 3D, cuboid, cone, cylinder, basic level only, ChatGPT said. Mensuration 3D, cuboid, cone, cylinder, basic level IBPS SPO quantitative aptitude final lecture, prelims 2025. Mensuration in 3D focuses on calculating the surface areas and volumes of three-dimensional shapes. In the IBPS SPO prelims, the questions from this topic are usually formula-based and of easy to moderate difficulty. This lecture will explain the important 3D shapes, cuboid, cone, and cylinder, with all essential formulas, shortcuts, and examples, keeping in mind the exam focus. This topic is important because 1 to 2 questions often appear in prelims either directly or as part of data interpretation, simplification, or word problems. 1. Cuboid. A cuboid is a 3D rectangular box. It has 6 rectangular faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Let length equals L, breadth equals B, height equals H. Lateral surface area LSA equals 2H L plus B, area of 4 side walls, excluding top and bottom. Total surface area TSA equals 2 LB plus BH plus HL. Volume equals L times B times H. Diagonal of cuboid equals square root L squared plus B squared plus H squared. Exam tip, volume-related questions often involve water or storage containers. LSA is useful in painting cost-based problems. 2. Cylinder. A cylinder looks like a can. It has 2 circular bases and a curved surface connecting them. Let radius equals R, height equals H. Curved surface area CSA equals 2 pi RH, also called lateral surface area. Total surface area TSA equals 2 pi R plus H. Volume equals pi R squared H. Pi is taken as 22/7 or 3.14 in calculations. Exam tip, questions can involve tanks, pipes, or cylindrical containers. 3. Cone. A cone is a shape like an ice cream cone, circular base with a pointed top. Let radius equals R, height equals H, slant height equals L. Slant height L equals square root R squared plus H squared. Curved surface area CSA equals pi RL. Total surface area TSA equals pi R L plus R. Volume equals 1/3 pi R squared H. And tip, often asked in form of, find the cost of covering a cone, how much volume of material can be filled. Real-life units used in questions, volume, cm cubed, m cubed, or liters 1 liter equals 1000 cc. Area, cm squared, m squared. Length, cm, m. Common mistakes to avoid, don't confuse TSA and CSA. Always check units and convert if needed. Use square root only when necessary, many values are given to avoid irrational numbers in prelims. If the radius or height is in cm, keep everything in the same unit. Smart trick. In most 3D mensuration problems. If asking capacity, use volume. If asking cost of wrapping painting, use surface area. If asking edge length or height, use formula rearrangement. PYQs, IBPS SPO previous year questions, Q1 IBPS SPO prelims 2021. A cuboid has length 15 cm, breadth 10 cm and height 5 cm. What is the total surface area of a cuboid? Solution, TSA equals 2 LB plus BH plus HL equals 2 150 plus 50 plus 75 equals 2 275 equals 550 square centimeters checkmark. Q2 IBPS SPO prelims 2022. What is the volume of a cylinder with radius 7 cm and height 10 cm? Solution, volume equals pi R squared H equals 22/7 times 7 times 7 times 10 equals 1540 cc checkmark. Q3 IBPS SPO prelims 2023. A cone has a height of 12 cm and radius of 5 cm. What is its slant height? Solution, L equals square root R squared plus H squared equals square root 25 plus 144 equals square root 169 equals 13 cm checkmark. Q4 expected type 2025. If the TSA of a cylinder is 462 square centimeters and radius is 7 cm, find its height. TSA equals 2 pi R plus H, right pointing arrow 462 equals 2 times 22/7 times 7, 7 plus H, right pointing arrow 462 equals 44, 7 plus H, right pointing arrow 462 44 equals 7 plus H, right pointing arrow H equals 10.57 equals 3.5 centimeters. Final revision pointers. Memorize 3D shape formulas like a chant, volume, TSA, CSA. Most answers will use pi equals 22/7, unless decimal is clearly needed. When you see how many liters it can hold, convert volume to liters. Expect 1 to 2 direct or DI-based questions in IBPS SPO prelims 2025. You're now fully equipped to solve mensuration 3D questions like a pro. No need to refer anything else, just revise this thoroughly. Let's move to the next topic whenever you are ready. Hard on fire. You said. Basic permutation, combination or probability, ChatGPT said. IBPS SPO quantitative aptitude, permutation, combination and probability based to advanced paragraph format, no omission, previous year questions included, tailored for prelims 2025. Permutation and combination, P&C. Permutation and combination is a mathematical technique used for counting possible arrangements or selections. In permutations, the order matters. In combinations, the order does not. This chapter is essential in IBPS PO exams because questions often appear in reasoning quant hybrid or pure quant sections, particularly in areas involving arrangements, selections, and probability. Permutation basics. Permutation refers to arranging items in a particular order. The formula for the number of permutations of n different objects taken r at a time is P n r equals n. N r, where n equals n times n1 times n2 times 1. If all items are distinct, this formula holds directly. However, when some items are alike, the total number of permutations is reduced. For example, the number of ways to arrange the letters. Permutation refers to arranging items in a particular order. The formula for the number of permutations of n different objects taken r at a time is P n r equals n. N r, where n equals n times n1 times n2 times. Permutation refers to arranging items in a particular order. The formula for the number of permutations of n different objects taken r at a time is P n r equals n. N r. N r, where n equals n times n1 times n2 times 1. If all items are distinct, this formula holds directly. However, when some items are alike, the total number of permutations is reduced. For example, the number of ways to arrange the letters in the word balloon is 7. 2 times 2, because the letters L and O are repeated. Important rules in permutations. When all items are different and arranged in a line, n. When r items are selected and arranged from n distinct items, npr equals n. N minus r. For circular arrangements where the first and last positions are adjacent, the number of arrangements equals n minus 1. For circular arrangements where the first and last positions are adjacent, the number of arrangements equals n minus 1. If addition is allowed, and each position. For circular arrangements where the first and last positions are adjacent, the number of arrangements equals n minus 1. If repetition is allowed, and each position can be filled with any of n choices, then total arrangements equals n caret r. Combination basics. Combination is about selecting items where the order does not matter. The formula to find combinations is C n r equals n. R n r. For instance, choosing 3 students from a group of 5 can be done in C5. For instance, choosing 3 students from a group of 5 can be done in C5, 3 equals 10 ways. Combination is mostly applied in selection-based problems like choosing teams, committees, cards, etc. Key differences. Permutation, order matters. Combination, order doesn't matter. Probability, basic level. Probability measures the chance of occurrence of an event. The basic formula is PE equals number of favorable outcomes, total number of outcomes. Important points. The probability of any event lies between 0 and 1. The sum of probabilities of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is always 1. For independent events A and B. Probability of A and B equals P A times P B. Probability of R B equals P A plus P B minus P A and B. When coins or dice are involved, total outcomes follow pattern. For independent events A and B. Probability of A and B equals P A times P B. Probability of R B equals P A plus P B minus P A and B. When coins or dice are involved, total outcomes follow patterns. Coin tossed n times, 2 caret n outcomes. A die rolled n times, 6 caret n outcomes. Common question types for IBPS PO 2025. Arranging digits of a number with without repetition. Choosing members for committees, teams. Probability of drawing specific cards from a pack of 52. Probability involving coins, dice, or colored balls in a bag. Word formation from given letters with repeated alphabets. Circular arrangements. Tips for the exam. Avoid using direct permutation formulas in probability unless arrangements are asked. Focus on identifying if selection or arrangement is required. Carefully read if repetition is allowed or not. Use factorial cancellation to save time. Previous year questions PYQs with solutions. 1. IBPS PO Prelims 2020. Q. How many different 4-letter words with or without meaning can be formed from the letters of the word lemon, such that no letter is repeated? Answer. Lemon has 5 different letters. We need 4-letter words without repetition. Equals 5p4 equals 5. 5 to 4 equals 120. Answer. 120. 2. IBPS PO Prelims 2019. Q. In how many ways can 3 boys and 2 girls be selected from a group of 5 boys and 4 girls? Answer. Select 3 boys from 5 right pointing arrow C 5, 3 equals 10. Select 2 girls from 4 right pointing arrow C 4, 2 equals 6 total ways equals 10 times 6 equals 60 answer, 60. 3. IBPS PO Prelims 2017. Q. A card is drawn from a well-shuffled pack of 52 cards. What is the probability of drawing a red face card? Answer. Red cards, 26 13 hearts plus 13 diamonds. Face cards, Jack, Queen, King. Red face cards equals 3 and hearts plus 3 and diamonds equals 6 so, P equals 6 50 seconds equals 3 26ths. Answer. 3 26ths. 4. IBPS PO Prelims 2021. Q. 2 dice are thrown simultaneously. What is the probability of getting a total of 9? Answer. Total outcomes equals 6 times 6 equals 36. Favorable outcomes for sum equals 9 right pointing arrow 3, 6 4, 5 5, 4 6, 3 right pointing arrow 4 outcomes P equals 4 36 equals 1 9. Answer. 1 9. High probability topics for 2025 IBPS PO prelims. Probability with coins dice. Committee selection combination. Arrangements with repeated letters. Word formation problems. Drawing cards from deck. Next topic. Ready whenever you are. You said. IBPS PO reasoning ability. Final topic list prelims 2025 1. Puzzles. ChatGPT said. Sure. Here's the complete IBPS PO reasoning ability. Prelims 2025 topic. Puzzles, covered in paragraph format with maximum detail from basic to advanced, including previous year questions, without tables or omissions. Puzzles, IBPS PO prelims 2025 reasoning ability. In the IBPS PO prelims exam, puzzles form the core of the reasoning ability section. Often accounting for 15 to 20 marks, these questions test your logical reasoning, sequencing ability, and data organization skills. Puzzles are complex forms of seating arrangements or condition-based scenarios that require step-by-step deductions. Mastery in puzzles can provide a significant edge in clearing the sectional cutoff. Types of puzzles commonly asked. Linear arrangement puzzle. People are arranged in a line, either facing north, south, or in two different directions. Questions involve their positions, directions, and sometimes additional attributes like color, profession, or age. Circular arrangement puzzle. Individuals sit around a circular table, facing the center or away, or in mixed directions. Conditions include who sits next to whom, how many people between A and B, etc. Square or rectangular table arrangement. People sit at the corners and sides, and directions inward, outward matter while interpreting their left and right. Floor puzzle. Involves people living on different floors of a building, usually 7 to 10 floors. Conditions may link floor number with profession, city, or hobbies. Month-day-based puzzle. People born in different months, days, or years. Requires keen attention to sequences and overlapping constraints. Box-based puzzle. Objects or boxes are arranged one above the other vertically. Questions are framed around which box is above, below others, color of the box, etc. Scheduling puzzle. Assigns events or people to specific days, weeks, or months. For example, 7 people go to the gym on 7 different days. Age, height, weight comparison puzzle. Based on comparing characteristics like who is older, heavier, or taller. Category-based puzzle. Involves distributing people or items into different categories such as subjects, professions, or languages known. Key strategies to solve puzzles. Draw a rough diagram or visual representation. For linear, circular arrangements, direction is crucial. Arrows help represent, facing, directions clearly. Use symbols and abbreviations. For example, use initials to represent names and signs for greater, lesser comparisons. Note all direct clues first. These help create fixed placements which can then be expanded. Use elimination and assumption. Start with the most restrictive clues and try possibilities logically. Keep track of all variables. Sometimes a puzzle has multiple attributes, like a person with a name, profession, and age. Structure your diagram accordingly. Do not panic with long statements. Break clues into smaller parts and rephrase them mentally. Common clue patterns in exam. A sits third to the right of B, implies position and direction. Only 2 people sit between C and D, spacing clue. F lives immediately above G, in floor box puzzle. The one who is a doctor lives on an odd-numbered floor, category plus floor link. P is taller than only R, in direct comparison, not the tallest. High probability areas, prelims 2025, floor puzzles with 8 to 10 floors. Circular seating with inward-outward facing. Mixed puzzle combining age plus profession plus seating. Box-based puzzles with 7 to 8 boxes. Day-month puzzle with 2 variable links. Time-saving tips. Skip puzzles you cannot fix at least 2 positions within 2 minutes. Always scan all puzzle types and attempt the one with the clearest clues. Practice daily from previous IBPS PO exams to build speed. Previous year questions with answers Q1. IBPS PO prelims 2022. 8 persons, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H, are sitting in a straight line facing north. Only 3 people sit between C and B. D sits third to the right of C. Only 1 person sits between D and A. E is not an immediate neighbor of B who sits at the extreme right end of the line. Answer, G. Q2. IBPS PO prelims 2021. 7 boxes, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, are placed one above another. Only 3 boxes are between G and D. F is placed immediately above D. Only 2 boxes are between F and A. B is placed above C. Which box is at the topmost position? Answer, B. Q3. IBPS PO prelims 2020. 8 people are sitting around a circular table. Some are facing inward and some outward. R sits third to the left of T. Only 1 person sits between T and S. S faces inward. T and P face the same direction. Who sits opposite to R? Answer, S. Q4. IBPS PO prelims 2019. A building has 8 floors numbered 1 to 8. 1 person lives on each floor. The topmost floor is 8. G lives on an odd-numbered floor. Only 2 persons live between G and C. E lives on the floor immediately below D. F lives on the top floor. Who lives on the 6th floor? Answer, D. This complete lesson on puzzles is sufficient for IBPS PO prelims 2025 preparation, with full theory, exam strategy, and actual previous year question practice. Let me know the next topic when ready. Heart. You said. Linear seating arrangement, single and double row, ChatGPT said. Linear seating arrangement, single and double row, IBPS PO prelims 2025. Linear seating arrangement is a common and high-scoring topic in IBPS PO reasoning ability section. It tests your ability to logically deduce positions of people or objects arranged in a linear format, based on a set of conditions. It tests your ability to logically deduce positions of people or objects arranged in a linear format, based on a set of conditions. In the exam, this appears in the form of puzzles involving people facing north or south, sometimes in 2 rows. Questions are generally asked in sets of 5 based on a single puzzle. Small diamond single row arrangement. In single row arrangements, people are seated in a single horizontal line, and they may all face either north, left to right, or south, right to left, or mixed directions. Small diamond important rules and concepts. Facing north, left of the person is your left, right is your right. Facing south, left of the person is your Facing south, left of the person is your right, right is your left. X is sitting to the immediate left of Y, right pointing arrow X is exactly on the left side of Y. X is sitting third to the right of Y, right pointing arrow count 3 people to the right of Y. X is second to the right of Y who is fourth to the left of Z, right pointing arrow always work inside out, start from the person with more info, here Z. Extreme ends, means the leftmost and rightmost positions. Adjacent, means immediately next to. Between, person sitting in the middle of two people. Small diamond strategy. Always start with definite statements like a sits at one of the ends. Use symbols like A, B, C etc. And draw lines or placeholders underscore 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 underscore. Use pencil and try all possibilities. Be ready to redraw when contradictions arise. Small diamond double row arrangement. In this type, 2 rows face each other. Some people face north and others face south, typically. Row 1 facing south and row 2 facing north. A person facing south will have their left and right opposite to those facing north. Small diamond tricks for double row. Make 2 horizontal lines, upper for row 1 and lower for row 2. Mark directions clearly for each row. Use a Use elimination and place confirmed positions first. Take note when a sits opposite to B is mentioned, place both accordingly. Statements like, C sits third to the right of D who faces south, identify D's direction first before placing C. Small diamond types of questions, all facing same direction. Some facing north, some south. Position from either end. Conditions with words like, immediate, exactly, not, between, adjacent, opposite, etc. Small diamond common phrases in questions, A is sitting immediately to the left of B. Only 3 persons sit between A and B. C sits at one of the extreme ends. D sits opposite E. The one who likes cricket sits second to the left of the person who likes hockey. Extra clues like games, colors, professions often accompany seating puzzles. Small diamond previous year questions IBPS PO 1. 2019. 8 people A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H are sitting in a straight line, but not necessarily in the same order. Some of them are facing north and some facing south. B sits third to the left of D. D faces north. Only 2 persons sit between B and A. A is not an immediate neighbor of D, in the actual exam, followed by 5 questions based on this setup. 2. 2020. 6 people are sitting in 2 rows with 3 in each, facing each other. A sits opposite C. B is to the left of A and faces E. F is not opposite to anyone. Question test deduction of both rows and cross-opposite relationships. 3. 2022. 7 persons are seated in a straight line. Some are facing north and others south. A sits third to the left of B. C sits second to the right of D. Direction mixed, required careful identification of left-right. 4. 2023. 10 people are sitting in 2 parallel rows containing 5 people each. In row 1, A, B, C, D, E are sitting and facing south. In row 2, P, Q, R, S, T are sitting and facing north. S sits opposite the one who sits to the immediate left of C. Multi-condition, high difficulty, appeared in main exam. Small diamond expected pattern 2025 based on trend, 1 set of linear arrangement, 5 questions. High chance of mixed directions, north plus south. Likely to involve 2 to 3 attributes like person plus profession plus color. Checkmark key tips to crack, always draw neat diagrams. Mark directions first. Work step by step, do not rush to fill all positions. Use only confirmed information initially. Redraw if contradiction occurs. Focus on accuracy over speed first. This completes your full base to advanced level linear seating arrangement topic for IBPS PO 2025 prelims. Let me know the next topic you'd like to continue with. You said. Circular seating arrangement. Checkmark key tips to crack, always draw neat diagrams. Mark directions first. Work step by step, do not rush to fill all positions. Use only confirmed information initially. Redraw if contradiction occurs. Focus on accuracy over speed first. This completes your full base to advanced level linear seating arrangement topic for IBPS PO 2025 prelims. Let me know the next topic you'd like to continue with. You said. Circular seating arrangement inside outside with variables, ChatGPT said. IBPS PO reasoning ability, circular seating arrangement inside outside with variables. Circular seating arrangement is one of the most scoring and frequently asked topics in the IBPS PO reasoning ability section. Questions can be direct, simple circle, or layered with added complexity like inside facing, outside facing people, dual directions, some facing inward, some outward, or people sitting with additional variables such as professions, colors, or other attributes. This type of puzzle requires the candidate to mentally visualize people sitting around a circular table in their respective positions based on given clues. Unlike linear arrangements where positions are fixed left, right, in circular arrangements, directions depend on the person's facing, and this changes the relative positioning. Accuracy and logical deduction are essential here. Small diamond types of circular seating arrangements, single circle, all facing center. Single circle, all facing outside. Single circle, some facing inside, some outside, mixed facing. Circular seating with variables, e.g., 8 persons sitting around a circle with different professions or shirt colors. Dual circle arrangement, people sitting in 2 concentric circles, facing each other or opposite directions. Small diamond core concepts and approach. 1. Facing direction understanding. If a person is facing the center, then their left is in the anti-clockwise direction, and their right is clockwise. If a person is facing the center, then their left is in the anti-clockwise direction, and their right is clockwise. If a person is facing outside, then their left is clockwise, and right is anti-clockwise. Understanding these basics is vital to solving relative positioning correctly. 2. Making the diagram. Draw a rough circle. Place placeholders A, B, C, etc., evenly spaced. Mark direction arrows showing whether people are facing inward or outward to avoid confusion. 3. Clue decoding order. Start with definite clues, where one or two persons' positions are confirmed. Proceed to relative clues, A sits second to the left of B, etc. Use symbols or shorthand to denote unclear or ambiguous clues. Fill all the confirmed positions first, leave placeholders where needed and revisit them as more information is revealed. 4. Use elimination. When multiple possibilities arise, create parallel diagrams for each scenario. Eliminate the wrong one as new clues come in. 5. Pay attention to immediate, second to the left, right, between, and not clues. Each word matters in logic puzzles. Small diamond common vocabulary in circular puzzles. Immediate left, right, no one in between. Second to the left, right, one person in between. Opposite to, person directly across. Between A and B, implies exactly in the middle of A and B. Next to, adjacent to, sitting directly beside. Not adjacent, must have at least one person between. Small diamond example puzzle, moderate level. 8 persons A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H are sitting around a circular table, some facing inward and some facing outward. C sits second to the left of A, who faces inward. E is an immediate neighbor of A and faces the same direction as A. D sits third to the right of E. G sits second to the right of B, who is an immediate neighbor of C. H sits opposite to E. F and G face opposite directions. Right pointing arrow. This puzzle tests all key concepts: inward, outward, opposites, directional logic, neighbors, and relative placement. Small diamond tips to master this chapter. Practice at least 20 to 25 puzzles from each variation: inward, outward, mixed, with variables. Use pencil and diagram always, avoid mental-only solving. Memorize the facing direction rules: inward right pointing arrow left equals anti-clockwise, outward right pointing arrow left equals clockwise. Prioritize direct clues. Develop the habit of diagramming cleanly and logically. Small diamond expected focus areas for 2025. 8-person circle puzzles with mixed facing, frequent in 2023-2024. Circular seating with 1 or 2 variable sets, color, profession, etc. Double circle seating puzzle, less frequent but moderate chance. Small diamond previous year questions PYQs Q1 IBPSPO 2022. 8 people A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H are sitting around a circular table, all facing outward. Who sits second to the right of the one who sits opposite C? Ands, diagram based. Solve to find the person second to the right of the one opposite to C. Q2 IBPSPO 2023. In a circular arrangement, some persons face inside, some face outside. If A is to the immediate left of B, and B is third to the right of C, who faces outside, how many persons are sitting between A and C? Ands, use direction rules, answer is 2. Q3 IBPSPO Prelims 2021. In a circle of 8 people, D sits third to the left of E, faces the center. F sits second to the right of D, G sits opposite F, who sits to the immediate right of G. Ands, person A, based on full solving. Q4 IBPSPO Mains 2022. 12 people sit around a circular table. Each is from a different city. Each person faces inside. How many people are seated between the persons from Mumbai and Chennai if the one from Delhi is opposite the one from Mumbai? Ands, depends on arrangement. Answer, 5. This topic is one of the highest weighted and most logical chapters in the reasoning section. A single puzzle can fetch 5 marks if done accurately. So aim to solve at least 2 full puzzles daily for the next 18 days. Let me know the next topic to proceed. You said, box puzzle. ChatGPT said. Sure. Here's a complete IBPSPO prelims level box puzzle lecture in detailed paragraph form, covering everything from basic to advanced level, with previous year question types included. This will be your only study source, so nothing is left out. Box puzzle, IBPSPO reasoning ability. Box puzzle is one of the most frequently asked and scoring topics in the IBPSPO prelims reasoning section. It usually appears in the form of a floor-based or stack-based arrangement. The basic premise is that there are several boxes, commonly 7 or 8, each placed one above the other in a vertical stack. The challenge is to arrange these boxes correctly based on given clues, sometimes with additional variables like color, item inside, or box owner. Types of box puzzle questions in IBPSPO. Simple stack arrangement, only the position of boxes is asked. Box puzzle with additional variable, each box may be associated with a color, item, person, etc. Box puzzle with conditions, clues use comparative positions like above, below, between, immediately above, not placed adjacent, etc. Basic concepts and approach. Draw 7/8 levels vertically as boxes are placed in a stack like floors of a building. Number them 1 to 8 from bottom to top unless explicitly mentioned otherwise. Use short notation while solving. For example, box A is above box B, equals A_B. Clues are typically conditional and interconnected. Start with definite clues, e.g., box C is at the topmost position, and then move to relative clues, e.g., box F is placed immediately above box C. When dealing with additional variables, color, fruit, name, make a separate column or note next to each level. Avoid guesswork. Solve through elimination and confirmation. Sometimes, clues create multiple possibilities. In such cases, maintain multiple diagrams and eliminate them step by step. Keywords and their meaning in box puzzle. Placed immediately above below, equals no box in between. Placed above below, equals at any distance above below. Not placed adjacent, equals must leave at least one box gap. Topmost box, equals box at level 8 or highest. Bottommost box, equals box at level 1 or lowest. Example puzzle typical of IBPS PO prelims. There are 8 boxes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H, stacked one above the other, not necessarily in the same order. Each box contains different items: pen, pencil, book, eraser, file, bottle, laptop and charger. The following information is known. Box with pen is just above box E. Only 3 boxes are between box C and the box with book. Box A is immediately above the box with laptop. There are 2 boxes between box A and box B. Box D is placed somewhere above box G. Box with charger is placed immediately below box F. Box with file is at the bottommost position. Box with pencil is placed above box C but not just above. To solve. Create 8 levels from bottom to top. Fix box with file at position 1 from clue 7. Use immediate clues first, like clue 1, 3, and 6. Combine multiple clues by testing them on the diagram. Answer format in exam. They may ask, which box is third from the top? Or, which item is in box B? Strategy for solving an exam tips for 2025. Always attempt these questions in sets, 5 questions based on a single puzzle. They take time, but if one is correct, all 5 become correct, high accuracy. Focus on understanding clue language quickly. Practice with moderate to high difficulty puzzles since IBPS loves tricky clues. Manage time, spend no more than 6 to 7 minutes per puzzle set. Common IBPS PO previous year question patterns 2019-2023. 12021 IBPS PO prelims. 8 boxes in color variable, clue pattern involved, between, not adjacent, and, exactly 2 boxes between, moderate level. 22020. 7 boxes and items inside them. Questions asked were, which box is placed third from the bottom? What is the item in the topmost box? How many boxes between the box with file and pen? 32019. 8 floors, same concept as box with person names, it used, immediately above, more than 2, and, exactly 3 floors between, types of clues. 42023 IBPS RRB PO but same level. Box puzzle with dual variable item and color complex clues with negative statements like, the box with red color is not just below the one with charger. Predicted trends for IBPS PO 2025. A box puzzle is highly likely to be asked. Expect a dual variable puzzle with words like, immediately, adjacent, not above below, exactly X boxes between. The level will be moderate to tricky but solvable with strong basic practice. Final practice tip. Master solving puzzles with pen and paper, not mentally. Develop clarity in clue interpretation. Keep daily practice for at least 2 puzzles per day till the exam. If you're ready, the next topic in reasoning will be floor puzzle unless you want to choose one. You said, floor puzzle ChatGPT said. Let's begin your IBPS PO reasoning ability topic. Floor puzzle. Floor-based puzzles are a highly important and frequently asked category in IBPS PO reasoning, especially in prelims and mains. The puzzles involve people living on different floors of a building, usually 7 or 8 floors. You are given a series of clues, and based on those clues, you must deduce the exact position of each person. Concept. In floor puzzles, a building has a certain number of floors, e.g., 8 floors numbered 1 to 8 from bottom to top, and each floor is occupied by one person. Sometimes extra variables like professions, cities, colors, etc. are added to increase the complexity. Your task is to determine who lives on which floor and their associated variables, if any. Approach step-by-step method. Understand the directions. Usually, floor 1 is the bottommost floor and floor 8 is the topmost. Create a template. Make a vertical column with floor numbers marked from bottom to top. Categorize the clues. Break clues into direct clues, e.g., Rohan lives on the topmost floor. Indirect clues, e.g., the person who lives on the 5th floor is above the one who likes red. Use pencil if offline or notepad if online. Initial placements might change as new clues are processed. Combine clues logically. Often 2 clues are connected, and solving them together reveals new placements. Avoid assumptions. Only place information when you're sure or when it's a controlled assumption with a backup. Track conditions like immediate, not on top, bottom, above, below. These are vital. Look out for fixed anchors, e.g., a lives on first floor. Fix is your reference point. Fill known and eliminate wrong options. Gradually, the logic will tighten up the arrangement. Types of common clues in floor puzzle questions. A lives on an even numbered floor. Only 3 people live between A and B. The one who likes blue lives immediately above the one who likes green. D does not live on the top or bottom floor. The one who lives on the 5th floor likes cricket. Sample puzzle, moderate level puzzle statement. 8 people, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H, live on 8 different floors of a building. The ground floor is numbered 1, the one above it is 2 and so on until the top floor is numbered 8. Each one of them likes a different color: red, blue, green, yellow, orange, black, white, and pink. Clues. G lives on an even numbered floor but not on the 2nd or 4th floor. Only 2 people live between G and the one who likes black. D lives on floor number 7 and likes blue. C lives immediately above the one who likes yellow. The one who likes orange lives on the bottom floor. Only 3 people live between the one who likes orange and the one who likes green. Only 1 person lives between the one who likes green and F. A lives immediately above B. E likes pink and lives on floor number 3. Your task, find the correct floor number and color for each person. Step-by-step thought process. From 3 D is on floor 7, likes blue. From 5 orange right pointing arrow floor 1. From 6 green is on floor 5 because only 3 between floor 1 and 5 are 8. From 9 E is on floor 3 and likes pink. Use 2 to position G in black. Continue using clues and making deductions. Finalize the floor color person matching. Common traps to avoid. Not arranging floors correctly, top to bottom confusion. Making assumptions without proper clues. Ignoring, immediate, just above, not, etc. Forgetting to track eliminated options. Smart tips. Always process fixed clues first, like clue 3 above. Mark positions with initials A, B, etc. and variables color side by side. Be prepared for multiple possibilities. Keep backup options ready. Practice daily. Speed and logic both matter. High yield prediction areas 2025 8-floor puzzle with 2 variables. Clues involving number of people between, immediate above below. Additional layer like cities or colors. A direct fixed position clue like X lives on floor 2. Previous year questions PYQs Q1. IBPS PO Prelims 2022. 8 persons live on an 8-floor building. Who among the following lives exactly between A and D? Q2. IBPS PO Mains 2020. In a puzzle involving floors and company names, who works in Infosys and on which floor? Q3. IBPS Clerk 2021 floor puzzle wit.